Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Buckshot, and I'm here to give you a guide to my favorite champion of all time in League of Legends, and that is Zed. Now, Zed has been a champion that it took a long time for me to actually get down pat because he has such a high mechanical skill curve. But once you actually master Zed, you can see how in higher elos you can carry fairly hard. Things to note with Zed is that he depends on having a good laning phase. If you fall behind during the laning phase, if you fall behind early period, you're going to suffer with Zed during the mid game. And you'll find that he's not going to be very useful until he hits level 18, where he gets his max amount of damage output. But if you manage to get those early kills, then he carries pretty hard, and he's a very good split pusher and a good roamer. You're going to push the wave out after you killed your laner, or your laner's backed, and you're just going to roam down to bot lane and get the kill on the ADC. So basically, here are Zed's abilities. His passive is Contempt for the Weak. Basically, if an enemy falls below 50% health, you're going to do more damage, bonus damage to them. It helps increase your burst as well as damage when trading, and it makes last hitting minions effortless. The next ability is your Q. You're going to max this first, and it basically makes you hard to shut down in lane since you can farm consistently from a distance with it. It's also a great harass tool. Now, Living Shadow is where Zed gets tricky. Living Shadow is basically Zed throws out a shadow at a set distance that can mimic his Q and his W, and basically it's a great gap closer and an escape mechanism. You often want to ult first and save this to follow up when the enemy tries to flash away. The passive is very strong late game. Shadow Slash is his W. You can use your W and your E to hit both melee and caster minions, followed up by your Q to clear the wave extremely fast. It provides a soft crowd control if you hit the enemy with your Shadow E. You want to use W, E, Q when harassing the opponent. The slow will make it easier to land your Q. Basically, you're going to throw out your Shadow and then W, spin attack with your Shadow on the opponent, and it gets the slow. You use the opportunity where they're slow to throw out your Q, and this procs your Thunderlords, and it does an insane amount of damage. Now, your R is what pretty much sets Zed apart as an assassin. It's a death mark. Your ultimate is what makes you so strong in 1v1 scenarios. It's important to land all your abilities when you ult to maximize the amount of damage. So wait until all of your abilities are off cooldown before proccing your ultimate onto an opponent. It's important to land all of your abilities so you can proc the Thunderlords too. You can also dodge a lot of skill shots by using your ultimate on an enemy champion, such as saving it to dodge an Ahri Charm or a Lux Bind. Basically how your death mark works is it's a point and click move where you become untargetable for a couple of seconds and you immediately pop behind the enemy champion you procced it on. And while this mark is rotating around them, you can auto attack and use your abilities like normal, but a certain percentage of your attacks that you're going to do is going to stack up, and after a couple of seconds that mark is going to proc and deal all of that damage. So you're doing all your regular damage, plus it's basically doubling the amount of damage you do because you get a nice pop of damage. And you can kind of tell that if Zed gets fed, that this mark is just going to do so much damage, especially with the new Zed rework, that a certain amount of attack damage from a champion that you use the mark on to get a kill goes into your overall attack damage, so it helps basically make Zed unstoppable if he's fed. Basically, I take the standard start, your long sword pot, build into Youmu's. If I'm going up against a magic healer in lane, I'll go with the Death Drinker with the Dust Blade. Basically, your in-game build should be something like Boots of Swiftness, Black Cleaver, Youmu's, Dust Blade, Malmortius, things of that nature. You can also get something like a Last Whisper, or Guardian Angel, or Blade of the Rune King. It's just all circumstantial stuff. But basically, Zed, once you learn his mechanics and you learn a couple of his combos, he just becomes so outrageously fun to play. and still to this day remains my favorite champion of all time. I hope this helps you guys, and I hope you have a great day.